Good morning, everyone. How you doing today? Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And I've been doing some research on really trying to understand or create a visualization around how to understand the rat race, why it is so hard to get out, and what kind of choices we make every day that creates financial stress. So what I want to do is walk through two spreadsheets, one simple and one the real world, to really highlight how I look at financial stress, how you and I create our own financial stress. So do me a favor, stick with me for about 8 to 10 minutes. Again, I'm going to walk through a simple view and then the real world and really talk why financial stress is created. So let's get into it. So if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you have seen this spreadsheet before. If not, I wanted to show it again. It's where we start our journey. And this is the first of two spreadsheets. The idea here is you, your family, your friends, they have an hourly wage, whatever that happens to be. You can plug it in here. In this example, I assumed $25 an hour. Now, if that's a full-time job, that's about $54,000 a year. Let's assume that there's a tax rate because, again, if you don't know, you don't have access to your entire hourly wage. Some of that goes to taxes. So in this case, we assume that taxes were 15%. Hence, every hour you worked, you actually got $21.25 that you can buy stuff with. And again, remember, this is the simple world, but hopefully it, teases out an idea. Now, when you go shopping, you, your friends, whatever it is, you may see a $100 item, and it's $100, on the sticker. But what I want you to start thinking about is no, it's 4 hours, it's 4.7 hours of work. That's what that thing costs. And when you really understand this, you can actually change some of these variables. And let's just say you had a friend who made $40 an hour, right? Same tax rate. You know what? We'll assume their tax rate is 16%. So their tax rate went up. In this case, your friend who maybe went shopping with you and you both bought the same item, for them, it's only 3 hours of work. Remember, you were $25 and 15% taxes. So it was $4 or 4 hours, 4.7 hours. You see how that makes sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Again, this spreadsheet, all you do is you put in your hours, your tax rate, and everything will convert to how many hours something takes. That's very simple. It's not the real world. So let's go to this tab here that I have down here called Real World. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to set up the inputs. First, we're going to take the $25. Same deal as the first side, $25, your tax rate, hours. But in this case, we're also going to produce an income. In this case, it's $52 or $52,000 a year. Same tax rate, but here is your yearly net, $44,200 that you have in this example to live your life. Okay. Now this is where the real world comes in. What I want you to do is I want you to deduct basically yearly, but they're usually broken down monthly expenses. In this case, I assumed you had $1,200 rent or a mortgage payment. You had $500 in auto costs. Maybe that's a payment and some gas. Maybe you had a family, you had $600 in food, some entertainment, and then there's other expenses. Now, in reality, there could be more educations, daycare, whatever it happens to be. But this is more about communicating an idea. And the idea is, hey, I make $52K a year. I only keep $44,200. Does that make sense? And then what it says is, this is the rat race right here. These are your monthly expenses, your monthly number, your freedom number, whatever that happens to be. Okay. So these are all the costs. And again, these can be adjusted. But now let's go ahead and look at the real world. So again, remember, Your net income was 44,200. Your total expenses were 33,600. They were over here. Right down here at the bottom, 33,600. That's the total. Again, just an example. But this is where the rat race gets you. You only have $10,600 in discretionary income. The other $33,000 is spent. It's already spent. And now here is where it really gets painful. You take that 10,600, you divide it by 2,080, which is the number of hours in a full-time job. You only make $5.10 an hour that you can spend on stuff. That's the rat race. So earlier we talked about in the simple world where you would have $21 left over. That's not how the real world works, because in the real world, you have expenses. And in the real world, in this example, you only have 10,600 left, which equates to $5.10. So now look at how painful this is. Let's say you want to lunch out. Well, you've got to work 14 hours, 14.7 hours, almost 2 days. You want a new outfit that costs $190? You almost have to work a whole week. You want that new sexy phone? You almost have to work 6 weeks. You want a vacation? You have to work more than half a year. You want that new car? You have to work almost 5 years just by using this discretionary income. So this is the deal. The rat race is when you get out, it's these expenses, right? That are the problem. You could, lower your auto here, lower auto to $200. Maybe you have it free and clear, but you still need gas. Maybe you cut entertainment down to 100. Maybe you settle on a housing cost of 800 instead. Hopefully this works. Oh, look at that. So your total expenses now are 23,000, but instead of $5.10, you now have $10, right? So this is how the rat race works. I keep telling you, lower expenses. You need to earn, save, invest, repeat. And right now, all you can save is $10 an hour in this example. So hopefully that makes sense. It's no wonder we all have so much financial stress. I am looking to create a mobile app out of both the simple and the complex. Anybody knows a mobile app developer? I'd love to talk to them, see if we can create something for folks. Let me know what you think of this. Let me know if it makes sense. Maybe send me an email or leave a comment if you'd like a copy of this so you can play with it. Again, financial stress is real, and it's our choices, right? We chose where to rent, how much to entertain, food. It's all of those things. So it's not how much you make. It's not even about the net. It's how much you have left over. Earn, save, invest, repeat. Let me know what you think. Take care.